I'm Captain Monte with Texas Fishing Tips, and this is your weekly fishing report. This week, when the winds allow us and the wave high, we've been still coming back out here to the jetties, south end and the north end. Cut menhaden or cut mullet has been working. There's still bull reds out here. There's slot reds that are in the upper slots at 26 to 28 inches. We've also been catching a few black drum out here on dead shrimp. So myself, just depending on what that current's doing, I'm using a 2 to 3 ounce weight right on top of the hook and sending them baits down in that 29 to 35 foot of water. And you can just work the edge of these rocks, and you can also work the outside if you can get out there without the waves being too high. We've had a lot strong winds, so first thing in the morning, incoming tide or slack tide's been the best for the redfish out there. We've also been working the outside of Harbor Island here. Early morning, right at daylight, them bull reds have been right out here also mixed in with slot reds. In the mornings, the water's been out. So just depending what you want to do, time this on a slow incoming tide or a slack tide, and I think that's going to be your best bet. Live croaker past the ferries right here on Harbor Island, all the way down, been bouncing out here in about 3.5 foot of water. There have been good trout. A lot of shorts, but we've been pulling out slot limits all the way from about 4 foot all the way up to the bank, just bouncing down is all we've been doing. And that's been working out pretty well for us. Also, if you come back around into Lillian is still holding fish. There have been low tides. First thing in the morning using croaker. Try to not put them croakers so deep in the grass. Try to stay out here a little bit deeper in that 4 foot of water. And that's been catching bigger trout. There is this bar right here that comes out. And if you'll just work this outside bar, sit on the outside and throw up on top of this bar, there have been good trout all through here. As the morning comes on, did either cut mullet or cut menhaden or even live piggy perch and getting them up here tight on this shoreline. There have been good reds working all the way down through here. You'll kind of just look for your bait. If you see that mullet or you see activity on the shoreline, that's where you want to set, what I like doing is try to give it 30, 45 minutes. I mean, as soon as you pull up, they're not going to eat, immediately most mornings. But if you'll give it that 30, 45 minutes, you should be able to find you a bite. Over here on the outside of Corpus Christi Bayou, in between Big Bayou, we call this shell reef right through here. There have been reds up here early morning, and same deal. Use your cut baits or even live piggies. Live piggies going to catch your redfish, and you're going to get them bigger trout. So all the way down the trailer, tighter you get, redfish, a little bit further out you get in that 3.5, 4 foot of water. With croaker, you're going to be on trout. So all this area on trailer all the way down to Quarantine Island, been holding good fish. Back into Corpus Christi Bayou, all this edge through here, there's good reefs, especially this reef right through here that comes into South Bay. This outside reef right through here, there have been redfish, a lot of bait holding up through here. So cut mullet has been the ticket, or your cut menhaden. I kind of use either Carolina rig or a knocker rig with a 3/8 or a 1/2 ounce weight. That's been working real well. Once you place them baits where you want them, leave them. That's the thing. Don't be moving them baits. Leave them set. That's the best thing. Low tide, back here in this South Bay gut that goes back into the Lighthouse Lakes. It's been holding black drum and redfish in the cut. This cut's pretty shallow to get into. There's a bar on the outside right here that you got to come over. So those of you in them deeper water V-holes, don't run in there unless you've been in there before. The flat bottom boats, well, they can run in and they can set sit on the side of the gut. Dead shrimp for the drum, and dead shrimp also been working for the redfish in here. As the sun pokes up, we've been coming into the highway channel and all the way back here to the sailboat. All this area, all the way down to Summer Hole. There have been black drum through here. Later part of the day, the tide has been falling out. And when that happens, them fish come out of this back of Brown Root Flats, and they kind of fall back into this channel right here. There have been black drum through here, all the way back, even back towards the open bay. So all this area, good for black drum and redfish. Those of you in the shallow water boats, there's good spots back here in Brown Root Flats. These deeper holes, especially with that tide being out. Cut mullet's been the ticket, or piggy perch, live perch that have been working for redfish. There's been good schools coming through. Just be patient with them, and you'll wind up getting your box. Back here at the Y channel, there have been black drum through here. You kind of want some water clarity where you can see that dirty water, or you can actually see the school. But there have been black drum right here at what we call Dutch Johns or the Y channel. Also coming back around through Island Moorings, all this area through what we call Piper Channel, comes back here to Island Moorings. There have been redfish later part of the day and black drum working the edges. That's what we kind of work. On this bend right through here, there's a little S-curve that comes through that falls back into this back flat. There have been fish all the way through here. So this is all good area right now to be working. Main thing is, find the bait. Find the bait, you'll find the fish. Not always saying they're going to eat, but you have a better chance of actually catching fish if you'll find them that bait working the top of the water. Seems like for the last couple weeks, tides have been out first thing in the morning. So coming down here to Flato and working the entrances on both sides of this channel. Cut mullet, cut menhaden has been working real well. Live shrimp has been working under a popping cork. And as the sun comes up, then we're using dead shrimp or even live shrimp. And coming back here to the back and trying to find them drum. There have been some dirty water back here. There have been a few schools of black drum. If you'll just take your time and work these edges, you'll find black drum mixed in with redfish. As you can also come back around into Atlantic Cut and start working these islands all the way back, especially with that tide being out. These fish are staying right up against these islands, and y'all deeper water boats can get into these deeper guts. With the sun coming up, you can actually see the schools of black drum through here. So I always keep a few pounds of dead shrimp and just a lead head. And once I see them drum, then I tie on just a lead head, 16th ounce or 3/8 ounce lead head, and we'll start targeting black drum. So all these little cuts around Shamrock right now, been holding redfish, been holding black drum. So all this area all the way down to Wilson's Cut is good places to target redfish and black drum. Also, this flat right off of Wilson's, through this area right through here, been a lot of bait holding up. There have been redfish up on this flat. Seems like the cut mullet has been working the best. First thing in the morning, out here at Shamrock Island itself, and working these rocks all the way around. There have been a lot of trout through here. There have been a lot of, 15, 16 inchers, but we have been picking up some 17s to 19-inch trout through here. So it's nothing fast. The weather's been hot. The fish are, kind of lethargic, but if you just stay with it, you'll be able to find your fish, and you'll have a good day on the water. Those of you that like to fish Corpus, out here from the Lexington all the way down to the T-heads, there have been trout hanging out here. There have been redfish. There have been black drum. You can get you some live shrimp, and you can either free line them or use a little weight right on top of the hook and just work all these little entrances going in between these rocks. There have been good numbers of black drum, a lot of puppy drum, but there have been some 17s and 19s. We've been catching trout through here mixed in with redfish. So all these little breaks in between the rock piles have been holding good fish all through here. As the wind early in the morning has been light, if we get a light wind, then I've been running out here to the wells. Live shrimp seems to be the ticket. Just free lining live shrimp on these wells. We've been catching good trout out here. There have been a few triple tail caught out here this week. There have been spade fish out here. So you never know what you're going to wind up catching out here on these wells. Black drum been out here. Just kind of pick your days to come to Corpus Bay, because once the winds pick up, this bay can get pretty brutal. So be conscientious of your wind and your wave height. First thing in the morning seems to be the ticket. Live shrimp, just free lining has been working real well for us. Thanks for watching. This is Captain Monte Graham.